Welcome everyone to another episode of the established 1982 podcast, the Geek Culture Podcast, hosted by responsibly irresponsible that have loved video games, comic books, movies, and TV ever since 1982. It's your boy Wally Analog, and I'm joined, of course, by Mr. 1%, the gatekeeper of civility and order, a Rolls Royce in Leeds.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We are in the building. It's been a minute, but we're back here, and there's so much to talk about. It's almost like what they say, the cliche is the drinking out of a fire hose at this point, as far as geek culture news is concerned. But today we will be discussing WandaVision, because we have been going through, as a result of the pandemic, a drought, an MCU drought, as it were. The beginning of phase 4 has been pushed off significantly. More than once for a number of properties. We've had Black Widow pushed off. Right. We've had Thor, Blood and Thunder. That's what it's called? No.
Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder. I'm sorry. Love and Thunder pushed off.
Well, that wasn't pushed off. It was
it was November of last. It's supposed to be November of last year, dude.
No, Eternals. Yeah,
that's right.
Love and Thunder hasn't shot yet. Eternals is wrapped. They've already wrapped.
My bad. Eternals got pushed off. Okay, so it was Black Widow, Eternals, and everything that Disney Plus said that they were going to have when they launched.
Right.
So all that got pushed off. We're just not coming out of it, and things are coming out. The pandemic has been up and down, but I guess it's to the point now. Disney Plus can feel like they can release certain properties. We getting that good Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier on March 19th. Yes. And we've gotten the WandaVision. So we're going to talk about this WandaVision. When we got the trailers, when we saw the trailers a little while back, everybody was a little bit skeptical because we were concerned about 50 sitcoms and things of that nature. But being the connoisseurs of the Marvel universe that we are, we knew there was more to it than that. So, let's just go ahead and get into it. We're kind of late to the party, and I'm kind of glad we're late to the party, because if you'd have caught me early, on launch day of that thing. And mind you, you're talking to somebody that has seen every MCU movie. So I'm not just this casual dude that's jumping in and hating early. I'm impatient by nature. Point blank, period. So get to the ish, as Joe Budden would say. But we're going to start with my man, Mr. 1%. Because he is the one that is tempered, patient, and optimistic, and that's what I love about the homie. So let's start with you and your initial reaction to the launch week, as it were, of the first 2 episodes, and then we'll just go down the line and as far as what we think about the series.
Yeah, man. You said patient, right? So because of the pandemic and because of all the circumstances, I've been starved for Marvel content. So, enter WandaVision, and, those, like, they started out with, they released 2 episodes. I was like, oh, awesome. And man, those were the episodes are short. So that's a plus. I would say that's a plus, because those first 2 episodes were very slow. Mm-hmm. There was no indication that there was anything happening outside of this TV show that we call WandaVision. Mm-hmm. There were hints. There were like subtle hints, things, little weird things happening. But man, it was a tough watch. Yeah. There wasn't a lot of action. It was all set up pretty much. So, I would say after episode 2, those that are impatient would have probably checked out after episode 2.
I didn't check out, though. But
right. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you.
Well, I wasn't going to do. Like I said, man, we all of us in this thing for the long haul forever since 1982, right? That's what we do. Right. And we knew this wasn't it. Anybody that has seen even half of the Infinity Saga knows that this is not it. There's
Right.
something going on. It was a matter of waiting for the shoe to drop.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, because I'm impatient by nature, it didn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so the point I raised to you and some of the other homies was, and I kind of taken this little bit of knowledge from what I got from the Cerebral Ninja. He talks about television shows a lot and
Right.
how and what the goal is normally for a weekly series show, such as this. When you're not able to binge it, you have to hook people on the first episode, and not just those that are hardcore. You got us, the casual people, man. You got to be able. You can't hope that casual people will come into contact with those of us that will tell them, ho, pump your brakes and just stick it out, because they may be casual and have other things they want to do, and you're gonna lose viewership. That's where I was concerned. I felt like this show at the very beginning, even now, I still feel like it would play better as a movie for those of us that are very impatient.
Right.
But I stuck with it just because I understand the property and I understand the story, and I know this is going to be a huge part of the MCU as a whole. Right. So yeah, I'm riding it out. But I was very unhappy at first, and I voiced my opinions.
Right.
Very unhappy.
Right.
But now hey. Now it's my seat.
The moment it picked up for me was when we got into Monica Rambeau.
Yes.
And they were showing the snap. When Tony did the snap.
Yes.
Yeah. After Endgame. So
right. Everybody was coming back.
Right.
People phasing back in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So when Tony did the snap, you saw Monica materialize in a hospital room, and she was trying to find out where her mom was, because I think the last thing she remembered was she was sitting next to her mom in the hospital room.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently her mom had some kind of cancer. So right. So that was pretty cool to see. Like, that's always cool to see, like, what happened at the end of Endgame. Like, how was the world? So they immediately got to the point, like, this is a bigger thing than this is a much bigger thing than WandaVision or Wanda's world or whatever's happening. So
right. And so now we get into the real stuff, because Monica Rambeau is a very special person. Right. Like, as far as if you saw Captain Marvel, right, you understand who she is. And we won't go through all of that because this, that's outside of the scope of this show. Right. But just go back and check it out. If you're not familiar with Captain Marvel, go back and look up Monica Rambeau, and do some other stuff and see what's going on with that. So she's very important. So then it did get very interesting. What also is interesting are the little flags and Easter eggs that people are showing you throughout the show, particularly in the commercials during the sitcoms. So they went, and here's where my patience was getting tested, because every episode, like the first episode was 50s sitcom, the next one was like 60s sitcom, the next one was a 70s sitcom. So they actually took the time to write like a mini plot for the little sitcom, right? Just to kind of, and see, I didn't know what to think about that. I'm thinking, okay, y'all could be spending time writing about the real stuff. Right. I felt personally that they could have gotten away with maybe one, maybe two of those little old sitcom style episodes. Right. Still had successful at driving a point home. Right. Even if you had to supplement it with some web content, kind of like what Watchmen did with the stuff that the guy was putting out, the FBI guy was writing to the public, with those little documents, and how Westworld did with their website. You could go out there and get some more. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like they could have supplemented it with that and been able to keep everybody's interest in a cool way without wasting what I thought my time looking at, Bewitched and and Family Ties. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
I felt like it could have been done a different way, and it's been evidence that it's possible to do that and keep everybody's interest outside of the show. Write some meaningful content for the show. But that being said, man, and now that we up to episode 6, it's getting very interesting, and it's getting real out here. And you're starting to see who are the people who are not that kind of on the antagonist side, you know,
right,
and those that you may have thought were problematic may not be. You know, it's very, very interesting. Very interesting.
Right.
Where, and I'm going to ask you this, you know, and so we can go ahead and do what everybody else does out here on the internet and theorize. There's been so many theories out there. It's one of the things I hate about geek culture. I think we work too hard to
crack the code.
And decode stuff and look at stuff and find, you know, callbacks to other movies. And this must mean this, and, you know, and just enjoy the show. It's like you're thinking too much now. We can't enjoy the show. And so
I think it's because the shows have, or not the shows, but like the content that we consume has a lot of facts and figures and power sets and Easter eggs and all this stuff. So like when the show is referencing back to the comic, we have this material to draw from. Oh, they must be talking about Professor X, or oh, they must be talking about Magneto here, or oh, they must be talking about this. So that means this, and that means this, and then it just keeps exploding from there,
man. And
it doesn't stop because it's just an endless loop.
No, and then a lot of times people are just so off base. It's so crazy to look at some of the stuff like, oh, the toaster. If you look at the icons on the toaster from Stark Industries upside down, it's 666. That's Mephisto, the devil. And I'm like, bruh, you reaching. They flashed that toaster for a millisecond, and it wasn't even the toaster they were selling.
Right.
In the commercial. It was like an afterthought. It wasn't even meant for you to look at that. It was so quick. You had to literally pause in a split second to catch that. Like, you guys are working too hard. You're working too hard out there.
Right.
You're working too hard. Just watch the show.
Yeah, when this comes out on like Blu-ray or whenever they release it digitally, it would be interesting to hear the commentary on like, what did they sneak in there? What were they trying to show you in plain sight? You know, plot points. And they're doing it intentionally. They want that. I guess the positive side, the way you look at it, is the fan participation. So, I mean, I guess it'd be more on Marvel's side, but they want people to theorize, and they want people to, you know, come up with these theories. I mean, they were doing it with Endgame. You know, they were trying to figure out like, well, how are they going to get to Endgame? You know, so yeah.
So that being said, man, like, what do you feel like? One of the biggest things was the entrance of Quicksilver, right? And you and I talked about that a lot, because when I saw it, and I'm just about to put it out there, I cared very little about the Fox properties after the second X-Men. I think I saw X-Men Origins, Boo Boo. So I just kind of checked out. I didn't see First Class. I didn't see Future Past. I didn't see, what was the next one? The one with the last one. The one.
Oh, Dark Phoenix.
Not Dark Phoenix. Not that one.
Apocalypse.
Yes. I didn't see that one.
Right.
So I just checked out, man. So when dude came through, Pietro came through, I didn't know who that dude was.
Right.
So I was like, that's not the Quicksilver. The one I know was Boo Boo got shot 3 times and died in Ultron. In Age of Ultron. That's the only Quicksilver I know. And I was like,
why was he Boo Boo, Wally?
Because, man, grand opening, grand closing, man, dude. You didn't make it. And I say Boo Boo now in retrospect, because this show made me go back and watch, by your suggestion, First Class and Days of Future back to back the same day. That
right.
Quicksilver is dope. Like that dude's dope.
Right.
And so they brought him back. I'm thinking, okay, that's the Fox property. So the theories really blew up.
Mm-hmm.
Are they bringing the X-Men in? And this is from the Fox, and you know what I'm saying? And
right.
He was down with Professor X, and you know that type of stuff. So I had to get some wisdom from you as it related to that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but apparently, they just kind of. You told me this. You told me what happened with the original guy, right? The original,
right? Well,
not original, but the MCU guy. Explain that for those who may not have heard what you read about that guy and what went down with him as it related to this show.
So the story is that Feige or the show producers approached him to reprise his role as Quicksilver in WandaVision. And I guess for some reason there was a breakdown in like, you know, what his role was going to be in WandaVision, that kind of thing. And he said no. So they were like, okay, well, we have this other Quicksilver in the Fox, from the Fox library of the Fox universe of characters that Disney acquired through the when Disney acquired Fox. So for me, when that cameo got revealed at the end of what episode was that? That was the end of episode 4. Four, right? 4, yeah. Yes. No,
it was
5. Yeah, it was 5. Yes. Yeah, and sorry, let me correct myself. The moment that I really started, that really changed the game for me is when Wanda kicked Monica out of the bubble, the hex, the hexagon or whatever. And that was a way for Marvel to say, hey, there's a bigger world outside of this. And then what was genius about episode 4 was all of a sudden you started getting cameos from outside the bubble. So that meant you got Jimmy Woo from Ant-Man, that agent. You know how Monica Rambeau, like when she materialized, all that stuff. You had Dr. Lewis from the Thor movies. She's funny. So I loved all that. But anyway, getting back to the Quicksilver deal, that was a deal that he said no, and they cast the other guy from the Fox universe. And what I'm trying to remember, I was so excited when they did the reveal because I was like, well, they're basically saying, hey, we acknowledge that these other characters exist in some kind of way.
Yeah.
And the way they did it, I don't remember because when they did the recap so that happened in episode 5. That reveal happened in episode 5. So when they did the recap for episode 6, they showed a scene with Dr. Lewis saying, oh, Wanda recast Quicksilver.
Yeah.
And I don't remember seeing that scene in episode 5. Because because when they showed the reveal, I was like, oh snap, this can mean a lot of things. This can mean that you know all the X-Men from the Fox universe can just come over to MCU. There's a party, y'all. You know, so I was getting excited, and then you know you had to kind of calm yourself down because it's like that's where your mind started going. That's why all the theories start coming in. You start going, well, what's the connection to the X-Men universe? And you know, because there wasn't an X-Men universe in the MCU because they weren't even allowed to use mutant or nothing. They can't even say the word. They called them miracles. They called Wanda and Pietro miracles. Yeah. They also, what I find interesting, And if they do go the mutant angle, whenever they introduce the mutants, because Wanda and Pietro, we all know from the comics, are mutants.
Mm-hmm.
They use those characters, but then had the Mind Stone. The Hydra was using the Mind Stone to harvest their powers. So the question is now, did they get their powers from the Mind Stone, or did they already have the powers and the Mind Stone just unlocked something? So I'm curious how how Marvel is going to explain away. Right.
So you know what?
Because they were trying to infer that they were doing these experiments on Wanda and Pietro, and the Mind Stone is what gave them the powers. But they were very vague about that. So it'll be interesting how they tie it all together.
And also, do her children persist throughout after this? You see what I'm saying? Because they're like, how do you explain that?
Okay, so
because if they were being experimented, these children are products of Wanda now. That's more of a genetic thing now. You see what I'm saying? And then the powers.
But you got to understand, there was no genetic material that.
No, she just created it.
Yes,
right. But that's what I'm saying. But yeah, right. But
she was dating Vision. I mean, Vision's a robot. So how?
Right. Yeah, she just, I'm gonna have a baby, and then the baby,
So the twins, Billy and Tommy, and I'm a little embarrassed that I haven't read House of M. This is causing me to go back and read House of M. House of M was a story back in 2005 that Marvel released, where at the end of Avengers, one of the Avengers storyline, Wanda had a nervous breakdown in battle, and that caused Vision to die, and Hawkeye, and I think maybe Wonder Man. I can't remember who the other character was. Forgive me if I can't remember, but basically 3 Avengers died because Wanda had a nervous breakdown. So where House of M picks up, Magneto gets Wanda and takes her to Genosha because she keeps having these breakdowns. And every time she has a breakdown, she's altering reality. Her power is just manifesting
itself. Kind of like what she's doing right now, right?
Correct.
Like creating her own reality.
Yeah. Correct. So in House of M, Magneto takes her to Genosha, and she creates this. She basically changes the whole universe. The whole Marvel universe. Like Peter Parker's a celebrity. What else? The humans are in the minority and mutants are in the majority. Magneto is Lord Magus. There's a Sentinel army. Wolverine and Mystique are married or dating. Scott Summers is married to Emma Frost. So anyway, those twins are a manifestation of her altering reality. So I guess if you read House of M and you see what happens after the events of House of M, that might cue in what happens to the twins. But you bring up a good point. They are important now because one is mimicking the powers of Quicksilver, and then the other one he's on some Professor X stuff.
And I'm just like, wait a minute, where are we going with this?
Right.
Like where are we going with this? And then she can just grow them up whenever she wants.
Well, no, she's not doing it. See, that's the
is she not doing it? I thought wait, somebody she could not grow them up. Remember, they wanted to drive,
but she's telling them. She says, "Hey, don't grow up."
Oh, she's right. She's
telling them like, "Stop it, stop."
She told them
because like when and we'll get into Agnes, like when Agnes killed the dog.
Right.
The kids, Wanda was like, okay, don't grow up.
Right.
Because you got to feel the pain. You got to understand the pain, which was hypocritical because the kids were like, but mom,
you do it all the time.
You do it all the time. You bring people from the dead back.
Right.
Yeah. And then enter Quicksilver, or her brother. You know, it's like.
But she was even shocked at that. Like she had nothing to do with that.
Right.
So it's getting real interesting, man.
It is.
We really still don't know who's pulling the strings. They wanted you to think it was kind of Wanda, but that is only from the perspective of the unlikely inhabitants of Westview, right?
Correct.
All they know is that this powerful being has us locked here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's their perspective. Her perspective, I mean, there's still some things that she can't control, and she's even said as much.
Right.
You know? And so, but what she can, she does.
Right.
So it's getting real, man. Like I'm glad we're at this point. It's a 9-episode run, right? We're on 6. We only got 3 more weeks of it.
Yeah.
Because it got to be done in time for
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you know what I like too is the twists and turns, because like in episode 6, I thought Agnes was pulling the strings, because like in episode 5, she was like Vision was like, oh, don't mess with the kids, and she was like, what? Right.
Right.
And she's looking at
suspicious from the jump ever since that conversation at the fence with her.
Right.
Vision came outside. That was getting kind of weird too. Like there was some information that she was privy to, but was not willing to share.
Right.
You know.
Now here, this is where my theory goes, or this is just thoughts I've had.
Yes, you're right.
Based on episode, right. Based on episode 6, because when Vision, so in episode 6, Vision is starting. In episode 5, Vision is getting very suspicious. He's like, wait a minute. Yes. You showing your powers in front of Agnes, you know, that kind of deal. He had that exchange with Agnes. He had that exchange with Agnes and Herb. Mm-hmm. The guy at his office
at work. Yep, the guy at work. He's like, "Oh God, help me!"
Right, yeah. Right. So Vision is getting suspicious, which I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
And, right. So he's starting to investigate what is, you know, where are the kids? And I thought it was interesting in episode 6. Now Wanda is like, oh, it's Halloween. And all of a sudden kids are jumping around and dancing and stuff like that. So he's trying to be like, all right, just be quiet. Like,
right. You know,
we're trying to keep our reality here. So, but what I find interesting is as Vision is investigating inside of the hexagon, he runs into Agnes, and Agnes is she's an unwilling participant as well. So that throws away the theory that she was pulling the string. So my theory is that the people that she is, I guess, altering to her will, I guess whenever something foreign comes in, they almost act like a defense mechanism where they're like, because when Vision started questioning things, Agnes was like, well, wait a minute. You don't question me. Wanda, you gonna let him talk to me like that?
Right.
Like, and then Wanda's acting dumb, like unassuming. Mm-hmm. So I love that push and pull that the writers are doing with the characters and like even the people on the outside trying to figure out, okay, well, this person is this person, like trying to tie them all together. I think that's pretty cool.
They got the whole chart. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. I've heard theories that the director of Sword, and we didn't talk about that. Like we're getting, so I guess SHIELD is kind of disbanded, I guess, with the events.
Because they need something a little bigger.
Right. So there's Sword, which at the end of Captain Marvel, we see that Samuel Jackson is part of that or heading that organization. Mm-hmm. So I do find it interesting that he's not, I mean, he's involved somehow because I guess Sword is his organization. I would think. Right. So the guy that's the director on the ground, because I guess in Captain Marvel, they were showing Samuel Jackson in space.
Yeah.
You know, that's a whole nother ball of wax.
Right.
Why is he doing? What's he doing in space? You know, but the guy that's on the ground, the director, the theory people keep throwing out is he's Mephisto.
Fury?
No, not Fury. The guy that's on the ground, the director.
The guy that's had the sword. Yeah, at the bottom. Yeah.
Right. I forgot his name. I forgot his last name.
Really? He sure was. He was running scared this last episode.
He can act like, I'm
scared. He got to put up the front, but
right.
Man, typically when stuff like that goes down, it looks like it's the operation is falling apart. They tend to let their subordinates go under the bus,
right?
And they, you know what I'm saying? They're not actively trying to get their people out,
right?
Right. But I guess for the greater purposes, he must have to. If that's true, he has to maintain his cover, and as a result, but he looked legitimately scared driving away.
Right. But it's funny when you look at depictions of Mephisto in the comics, he kind of has like the long head, the big head, and the kind of got the George Jefferson kind of hair. And he kind of looks like that, man. It's kind of weird. I'm trying to I'm tying it together, and it's like maybe he is. And then Agnes, I mentioned Agnes. Agnes, people are theorizing that she's Agatha Harkness.
Right.
Which was in the comics, and she helped train Scarlet Witch in her powers.
Right.
And she was using the twins that Wanda created as a way to control Wanda. So, but in WandaVision, that's not the case. It's like Wanda. It's like Monica was saying, like it's all Wanda. She keeps saying,
right, in which we were led to believe that at the beginning. I'm not so sure about that anymore. Again, this is a perspective issue, right?
Right.
From her perspective, it does look like that.
Right.
She's thrown out by this woman. She's made it known that you don't belong here. Like she sounded and acted as if she was in control, not understanding the conversations that Wanda has had with Vision, citing that she indeed does not. Right. So it is a perspective thing. And so, like you said, the writers are pulling us every which way, trying to, fool us into thinking is this way, is one way, but it's the other way.
Right. And they're teasing with a lot, like
tons.
Yeah, like Monica says in one of the episodes, hey, like they're trying to figure out a way to get back into the hexagon. Monica is like adamant about getting back in the hexagon, which I find interesting too. She's
a go-getter, right? Like she's trying to.
Yeah, I kind of like they're trying to say that her superpowers are that something is off with Monica. Like they said, her cells keep,
because every time she goes in there, it's doing something to her cells.
Right.
Every time she goes in, something else happens.
But she made a reference like, yeah, I already know that.
Yeah, she did.
So I don't know if she got blasted by Captain Marvel, because that was the thing too. When
because they make it seem like she's on the outs with her or something. Like
right. And it was funny. Her acting was great because when she said, "Hey, I know a guy," and she kind of had a smile on her face.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, who is she talking about?"
Yeah, right. Aerospace engineer or whatever.
Right. Yeah. And that's a theory too, that it's Reed Richards.
Yeah, we all want Reed Richards fast in the mug, don't we, boy? We all want the four in here.
And she was actually going to meet him this episode, whoever that person was. So it's like, who is this cat? She
never went, did she? They were too busy.
They were on the way. They were trying to go.
Yeah.
Because he had the means. Somehow he's created something where she can go back into the hexagon. So it's like,
that'll be next week. That's episode 7.
Yeah. Who is this aerospace engineer? Like, I need to know. Man.
I mean, if you look it up, it can't be nobody but Reed. That's just me saying that because that's what I want.
She keeps wearing blue, man. Anyway, we're going down a rabbit hole.
I know. Blue. All over the place. We theorizing.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, getting back to it. So anyway, I love all of that. Like, it's classic Marvel. Like I mean, And it feels
those first two.
Right. And it feels like a warm blanket, man. When they
such a
like
warm
when they got out, like when they, they're doing the quippy dialogue with Dr. Lewis and Wanda comes out, which is dope, by the way. That was another. I don't know if it was meant to be an Easter egg, but she came out like Magneto in the first.
That's right. Movie, that's right.
Where he was right. Like, I'll take your guns and point them at you. Yeah. So I loved all of that. Like,
we go, let's get it. Let's go.
Right. Yeah. So
it is a much needed. Like I said, man, we were dying of thirst.
Right.
We were wandering around in the desert. This COVID thing, man. We've had nothing. We've been latching on to whatever we can.
Right.
And then
the entertainment is an escape. It's an escape from.
It's the first thing of note, dude. This is the first thing of note. It could have been Wonder Woman, but
Get back to zero.
See our Wonder Woman podcast for more reference. Man, but this right here, man, like I said, push through them first two. If you're a casual, well, we spoiled it by now. So if you we haven't spoiled so much of it, but if you feel like this is still something you're interested in, you go ahead and fight through the Father Knows Best and the and all of that, and get to the nitty gritty. Go back and watch some of the other ones. I encourage all of people, that have not gotten into the MCU. These and a lot of people that are casual consumers of content, they just look at this stuff as superhero movies, comic book movies. I'm not into that. There's a lot more to these movies.
Yes.
There really is, man. I don't know how much I can stress that. This isn't like back in the day. Like, I get why you probably didn't want to see Superman the movie, with Christopher Reeve and stuff like that stuff. While we love it, it's what they think they're coming to the movie to see these days or on television. This is different. These are intricate plots for the most part, good stories, good action. They just happen to be characters from comic book lore. So go back and look at anything that I would encourage you to go back, just as Rose told me, to go back and look at those two X-Men movies for context with Quicksilver, and then just go back and look at the Infinity Saga. It's all out there for your consumption on Disney Plus. Just go back and watch them all.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Marvel that I like the most is they source the material in a smart way. That's something that DC, I have a frustration with DC on. They keep trying to like reinvent the wheel, and it's like the source material is sitting right in front of you.
Right there.
Right. Now, Marvel has a way to like make it feel modern, but they're going right back to the source material.
And if you're going to deviate,
which Marvel is deviating, they're looking at House of M and they're like, how can we take this story from House of M and make it fit?
Bruh, DC has done it. That Joker movie,
right?
That wasn't your DC comic Joker,
right?
But it's still the dopest comic book rated R movie in my mind ever made. It won Oscars,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
True.
This movie is, what I'm saying? So it's possible to do, but if you feel like you can't do it, just go back to the material. Go back to the material. It's okay.
Right.
It's okay. Right. And you'll save yourself a whole lot of headache.
Right. And then the other thing, the last thing is I like that Marvel, they're very particular about the writing. They're very particular about, well, we're just not going to tell a comic book story, but we're going to assign a theme to it. So like you can say WandaVision is potentially an examination of like the 7 stages of grief. You know what I'm saying? Like she was angry. She was very angry in Endgame. She was, I mean, she single-handedly could have sewn up Thanos before he said rain fire, you know.
Yeah.
So now you're seeing kind of a progression of that grief. And you're seeing that
how she's dealing with it.
She's in denial. You know, I don't know what you call, like, now that the cat's out the bag and Vision was breaking out, and they show, like, if Vision goes out of his bubble, he's gone.
It's
like,
a wrap.
Right. So she extends
she's
the bubble.
Increasing the bubble. Right.
Which is bad.
How far is that gonna go?
Right.
Let you tell it she rewrote the whole universe in the book.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it kept moving. It wasn't like
it didn't stop. The episode ended on it moving.
Right.
It was still chasing the van.
Right.
And just turning, you know, surveillance trucks, cream trucks, and you know what I'm saying? It was crazy as it was getting, man, it was nuts.
Which makes sense, because if she knows Vision is trying to get out, she's like, well,
I gotta keep him in.
I gotta rewrite the whole, I gotta matrix this thing.
That's right.
Which is dope in itself.
That is like, dope.
They're making a Matrix
She's
movie.
OP.
Right.
Like, this woman is OP. So get ready for Marvel to take her off the board too. She's gonna have a baby arm and she's not gonna be able to do any magic.
See here, and here's the thing about House of M that I do know. Professor X was like, he told Magneto, your daughter has to die.
Oh, okay.
He said she has to die. Like, she's rewriting, she's changed the whole universe. We cannot have, like, this is a problem. Like, she has to go. So, like, they were planning to kill her. And then stuff got bad after that.
Yeah, so,
yeah. House of M 2005. Like, y'all should read that.
Yeah.
That's support.
That's one way to end.
Well, and that's the other thing. And I know we got to end this. They keep giving clues that that Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange are going to have some kind of connection. And that the next movie is Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. And they keep
that's not the very next one though, right? That's after
Black Widow is the next movie.
We'll see. They need to go ahead and launch that thing on the Plus, man. Quit playing.
Right. Oh, so they're like wavering now. They're like, well, we might put it on Plus.
Oh man, I had linked the article to the homies, man. Apparently, Kevin Feige is dead against it, but there must be some pressure to do so in order to write that. In order for that to come out, he's dead against it. That means somebody brought it up. Like, what do you think, man? Do we need to do this? Because the pandemic's not getting so much better to the point where we expect our, yearly billion. Not going to happen.
When I read that, do you think that Kevin Feige was like, well, crap, DC put out Wonder Woman first. They got all these accolades.
They did. And it was a bad movie. So put out Black Widow.
No, I'm talking about the first one. No. I'm talking about the first Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay.
Right. See, okay. DC beat them to the punch. Well, we have our female superhero. She has her own movie. Marvel hasn't done that. It's been guy, Avengers.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel was maybe, now I take that back. Captain Marvel was, they kind of wedged that in there and it was still kind of like.
She was forced.
Right. It seemed like that.
Shoehorned.
Right.
I don't know, man. If you're that worried about it, you need to go ahead and put the thing on Disney Plus then. If you're that worried about it, get it out. It's too late now. Horse Stop Barn, you still the second, regardless. And like you said, they've put out 2 movies where the main protagonist is a woman in the DC universe, and they still haven't released theirs.
Right.
I guess it could be a bad look if you think of it that way. There might be people that's present. I don't think it's a big deal.
Right. I just wonder why they're holding on to the theater, like why they're so adamant about the theater this year.
I don't know. Put Captain Marvel out. It shouldn't even be about a woman thing. She got a movie.
Yeah, my thought on that might be flawed because they did come out with Captain Marvel, so that maybe check the box. Like,
they
well, this is our it's not our Wonder Woman, but she's female version of Superman. It's like, so
yeah. I don't know, man. As we always do, we ask for opinions and thoughts from our loyal supporters, whether they be on Patreon, supporting us out on patreon.com/EST1982 podcast, or whether they just listen on the website, EST1982podcast.com, or wherever you listen to. We thank you. If you're a supporter on Patreon, thank you also for your financial support. Without you, we wouldn't be able to keep these lights on and keep the stuff popping. The proverbial lights on, because what I'm saying. But we thank you for that. We want to hear your thoughts out on the Facebook group. Hit us up on Instagram with any thoughts you might have. Same tag at EST1982 podcast. Man, hit us up, man. What you think about this WandaVision? And what do you think about this phase 4? We about to get into the nitty gritty of it all, man. We got Falcon and Winter Soldier coming. Yeah. We got Loki. Dude, look, I'm more excited about Loki than I think any of the other stuff on Disney Plus. Real talk, dude.
No, that looks interesting too. Loki, yeah.
Than I am about looks nice. Soldier. I don't know why that is. He's a character that's been pretty much underexplored. If you read the comics, that dude is overpowered, man. That dude's overpowered in the comics, and I don't think they ever explored his real ability. And plus, he's a fun character, and it fits. You know, he's supposed to be funny and doing his stuff. He's a trickster, not his brother. His brother is not supposed to be telling no jokes and doing no slapstick. That's not supposed to happen. Bring on Loki, baby. And y'all can tell me about that Love and Thunder after y'all have seen.
Come on, Wally. Come back. Come back.
I'm not going. I'm not
going. Man. Stubborn as
Ragnarok is boo-boo. Anybody out there fight me. Until next time, people, we'll holler at you.